Hi, and welcome to Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter. Mike Boroff here. With me, as always, is Richard Catterjohn.
Hello.
This episode, we're going to introduce a new segment to the Underground Video Network website.
Okay, and we also wrap up our StarCon coverage.
We're going to be introducing a new contest we've got going on for this holiday season.
And also, now you can watch us on Xbox.
That's right. Followed up by our Pics of the Week. So, stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back. For years, we've been covering many of the comic book conventions in the area, locally as much as we possibly can.
Right.
At the conventions, one of the highlights for us is meeting and talking to a lot of the cosplayers, which cosplay has just exploded in the past, what, 5-10 years? You know, it used to be just, you know, the guy wearing the bucket who's, I'm Darth Vader, rah, to these full elaborate costumes. The problem is we realize that a lot of times when we talk to them, it's like, hey, how long did it take to make your costume? Super great. See you later.
You're right.
We've decided that these are people that need a little bit more attention. Both the male and the females, because let's be honest with you, a lot of times when you think of a cosplayer, you think of the convention eye candy. But there are some really fantastic people who put a lot of time and effort into their craft that have almost attained celebrity status. To the point where, you know, we don't get to attend every convention, you know, San Diego, you know, Dragon Con, but we keep up with all of it. You know, we check out the photos, we watch the blogs, and there are certain cosplayers who just pop up here and pop up there and pop up here, and you're like, oh my God, they're everywhere. In the new segment for the website, we're calling it Cosplay Corner, where we're going to reach out and try to get a hold of one of these cosplay celebrities and find out just what makes them tick.
And this is going beyond video.
Yes. The first one that we have in the works right now is a mutual friend of the show's. A couple years ago when we first went to Detroit Fan Fair,
right.
We got introduced to the incomparable Chad and Sarah Porter. Fantastic, loved them, kept in touch with them. Last year at Detroit, comes to find out that they were actually really good friends with one of the cosplayers that I recognize. Her name is Abby Darkstar. Yeah. And I thought it was a perfect way to start this segment was, hey, you know, I know your friends, you know my friends. Do you mind if, you know, I follow you on Facebook? And she was a wonderful person. Just completely warm, been nothing but nice to me. I'll be honest with you, when I sent the first email, I was expecting nothing back. You know, it's like, oh, look, Abby so far has been a complete delight, and I'm happy to say that I sent her the first interview, which you will be able to read. Yes, there's going to be words and reading involved, so, you know, scroll down. We should have that interview posted to the website here pretty soon.
That sounds cool. You know, hopefully we'll make this maybe not exactly a blog, but it'll be where you can just click on, read it at your leisure, and then come back and probably have maybe a picture or two maybe attached or something. Yeah. So
we would like to, now that we, you know, realize...
well, we've started venturing off into the audio realm.
Yes.
And adding a couple audio podcasts. Mike and me's been throwing some ideas around for an audio podcast. We might even venture in that realm next year.
Right.
Who knows? But we love our video, though.
Oh, yeah. Video's our home. I mean, how could you not want to see this all the time?
But, you know, we just don't get around, and I've talked to some other ones. We might even do this with more than just the cosplays, too.
Yeah. What it boils down to is we want to give attention where attention is due. And we realize, you know, looking back at some of the shows that we've done, we missed some opportunities where we could have sat and talked to these people a lot longer. And we also realize that there is great opportunity for people who are out there that we probably may or may not actually get to run into.
Yeah, definitely. And like even at conventions, we just don't have the time sometimes.
True.
And you know, and these people are just running around. Do you really want us to just walk up to you with a camera in your face and say,
they're busier than we are most of the time too, because a lot of them are there for, they're not just there to be there, they're there for the con, and I mean
they're having fun.
And they're having fun.
It's their day, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so we didn't want to intrude, but this should be good. And then moving on to some other cosplays, I just uploaded this week the Cincinnati Comic Expo's costume contest. And this was a fun little event. Peanut Me was down there. We videotaped it. It turned out pretty good. I actually was really impressed. And moving into some other conventions, we're going to be wrapping up our StarCon coverage here. Yes, that's right. Finally, the last of the StarCon convention series. Yeah, Bill sat down with Joe Pruitt's kids. The idea behind Brit and Ivy. It was a fantastic book. I got a chance to pick it up. Oh, it's just a good book. It's so fun and so real and so sincere. And to meet the girls, it was just like, it was almost like meeting Calvin. You know what I mean? It was something else.
Hello everybody, this is Bill Gladman, live at Main Street Comics and Games, Springfield, Ohio, celebrating Twilight Star's 2nd anniversary. We dub it StarCon 2, or StarCon 2011. And I have with me today 2 people that appear regularly in one of our Twilight Star comics. This is Natasha, I knew I was going to screw it up, Pruitt, and Annika Pruitt, better known to some people as Ivy and Britt. They appear in, well, Joe Pruitt is your dad, correct? The creator of the Britt and Ivy comics. And the influence or the inspiration for his comics are you guys. Is that correct?
Yep.
What's it like being living comic book characters?
It's pretty fun because any random thing that we do, you can just find it in the comic.
Yeah.
And then if you don't find it, it's probably written down somewhere and it's going to be found in there sometime.
Cool. That's really. How much of the real life antics of you 2 girls appeared in the comic that you know about, or is it all made up by your dad?
Most of it's all real.
All of it's real.
Yeah.
What about the space monkey part? Is that real?
That's not real.
That's not real. There's no space monkeys.
No.
But sometimes she does imitate a spider monkey.
Yes.
Is that true?
She can climb on walls and.
You can climb on walls? Awesome. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And one of the things, how cool is it to have a dad who's a comic book rock star?
Hell yeah!
That's cool. That's pretty cool. It sounds like somebody else has a rock star comic book dad there. So is that cool?
Yeah.
Do you go down the street and people say, "Hey, I know you're Joe Pruitt's daughter"?
No.
That right? Has your dad ever walked down the street and somebody comes up to him and says, "Hey, don't you have a relative that work at Subway? Can I get a free sandwich?" Does that ever happen?
No.
Doesn't your grandfather or one of your grandparents run a Subway in?
Yes.
But your dad don't get free food there? No. What kind of deal is that? Do you think that's fair? Do you think your dad should get a free sandwich like once a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? If anybody that owns a Subway restaurant, if you're watching this right now, Britt here says that her dad should get 1 free sandwich a month. That's you sometimes work there. You should be able to pull some strings.
Yeah, I can get him one, but I have to pay for it, so.
You have to pay for it? That's
well,
wrong.
it comes out of my paycheck.
Comes out of your paycheck.
So.
And you actually did a story that appeared in one of the Britt and Ivy comics. Is that correct? Mr. Smiley's first day of school? You actually wrote that and drew that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. How old are you?
9.
9 years old. That's amazing. See, the young lady that did the hell yeah in the background a minute ago, that's my daughter. She's been doing her own comics for a long time as well. So it's really cool to see Joe has a 2nd generation creator. You don't do any writing or?
No. I don't.
You're a sandwich artist.
Yeah.
There you go. Hey, the world's got to have sandwich artists, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you guys are hanging around possibly for a little longer. You're actually dressed in character once again, possibly in the costume contest later on.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and let's see. Just so everybody knows, the two young ladies do appear in Britt and Ivy, the collected edition, which Joe ran here in the local newspaper for about, Joe, 18 episodes. How many strips did you do originally?
I made it to 8, even though there was 15.
Oh, okay. There was 8 that ran in the paper, but there's 15 in the comic?
Yeah.
Yep, there's 15 in the comic.
Apparently the joke about George Bush wasn't well accepted. So.
Oh, well, that's too bad, so. I have some.
That's kind of sad.
That's I was going to do some kid comics myself. I was going to do one called "Is Barack Obama Your Mama?" or "Is Your Mama Barack Obama?" But I don't think that would have went over very well. George Bush one probably didn't go over well either. So. But he's actually working on a second, an ongoing series. First issue's coming out soon. Have you guys seen that? Any of the artwork going in that? You like it? There's 2 covers. There's an Ivy cover and there's a Britt cover.
Yeah.
And then the Ivy cover is pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that cover a whole lot. Now the Britt cover's pretty cool too, but I like the one with Ivy.
You haven't seen the new Britt cover.
No? Joe Pruitt, get in here. Come on. Stop being behind the camera. Get over here. This is the father of these two young ladies. The man that puts the star in Twilight Star, Joe Pruitt.
Oh, Joe!
So what's the deal with the new cover of Britain?
Well, since it had been so long since I did the original covers, the Ivy cover has definitely always been well accepted and everybody loves it. So, but the Brit cover was, it seemed like it was lacking a little bit. So I took a totally different approach with it, and it's almost more like a version of Kung Fu: The Legend Continues.
Awesome.
Where Brit's throwing these ninja stars and her teddy bear's jumping over her head doing some Kung Fu action and stuff. So I think they're both very strong now. So,
awesome.
And get some attention.
Very good. Well, that's cool, because I will admit that first Ivy cover was really strong.
Yep.
Not taking it away from the Brit cover. I don't want her to kick me in the leg or anything. But my cover sucked. No, I'm gonna. But in the comics, you guys actually don't get along very well. You know, is that real life? That happen? You guys don't get along very well? Is it?
They over-exaggerate.
They over-exaggerate.
A little bit.
There's just a little bit of exaggeration in the
Little
comic.
bit?
That's just.
How realistic is your character based on your real life?
It's very realistic.
So you never went to Dad and said, "Dad, I don't act like this." He's like, "Dad, you captured me really well with this scene."
Yeah.
Do you feel the same way? You read the comics, you like it? But, you know, a lot of people don't like it when your character talks politics with the cat, evidently. So
Exactly.
so. Well, I thank you guys both for being here today. Thank you, Joe, for bringing them in character. The second time I see them in character. Saw them first time at Champion City. You guys were actually in the costume contest at Champion City, correct? So it's good to see you guys again. Good to see you as Britt and Ivy again. Well, Britt and Ivy, let me get that correct. And thank you for being here for StarCon 2. Awesome. Thank you.
So it's Christmas season, and we here at Underground Video Network are feeling a little generous. We're going to be introducing a new contest to the Underground Video Network site.
We had so much fun with Graphic November.
Yeah. We thought it was a time to get a little bit more interaction with you people. The comments were spectacular. We love the ones that we did get. We could use a lot more. But this time we're going to go a little bit more in depth with this contest. We're going to get a little bit more into the nuance of the people who watch the show. What we're going to be doing is it's going to be our Christmas contest. What we're asking of our fans and our viewers is send us your best geek Christmas gift photo.
Definitely. And it can be classic, it can be modern.
Classic. Oh, look at that cute little kid. Or something even newer. But you send it to us, we'll look them over. We might judge them, we might pull a name out of the hat, you don't know. But the more pictures you send in, as with the contest before, the more pictures you send in, the more entries.
Yeah,
exactly.
More chances to win.
And come on, guys, we want geek Christmas. I don't want to just see, you know, oh look, you know, I have a video game. That's cool, but we want you saw the picture of me. Beat that. Little me, Superman onesie, straddling the AT-AT. I'm calling you out. Bring it. The gauntlet has been thrown down. Bring it. You've seen the control module. That's what we want. And remember, we're going to be judging, and we want to see just come on. We know you've got them. We know you've got them.
We are putting this in a file on our Facebook page.
Oh yes, yeah.
So if you don't want public knowledge of these photos, well, too bad.
Yeah, too bad. Yeah. Share. Like.
That's just our disclaimer.
That's just warning. All pictures will be put up on the internet. Hey, mine are going to be on there. You know what? As a matter of fact, we're going to be putting. Yeah. I'll be the first. I can't be in the contest, but I'm going to show you what we're looking for.
And I'll put mine up there too.
That's right. Ooh, all right. I want to see this.
Yeah, this is from the days.
Richard, Christmas. Good Lord. Time for a Pics of the Week?
I would think so.
All right, Richard, want to go ahead and start us off?
Okay, first off, I'm going to be doing Wolverine and the X-Men from Marvel Comics. This is Jason Aaron's. He's back with a new interpretation of Wolverine, sort of. Wolverine's going in a different direction. He's actually Professor Wolverine.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure, started reading the book. I just love the artwork from Chris Barchlow. I think it's how that's pronounced.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I hope I didn't blotch. Sorry, Chris, if I blotched that up. But I love his art. I've always loved his art. I loved him back when he was on Generation. He was back on Generation X.
Yeah.
I mean, this was. I loved him from then. I love the reinterpretation. He's a good X-Men artist, and it was just a perfect fit for this book because they want to go out with like. The storyline looks to me like they're trying to get the newer readers because they're like throwing away, Cyclops gone.
Yeah.
You know, they're back.
It's the new school.
It's new school. And Professor X gave his permission to do this and everything. I love that little transition at the beginning of the issue '1, not '2. But the whole storyline was going along. And then with the Hellfire Club, the kids from the Hellfire Club.
The Hellfire Kitty Club. That was great.
I know they're kind of doing a little thing about Morning Glories, though.
Yeah.
It's a little close, but Jason...
Side note, Morning Glories is my book of the year. Hint, loved it. So,
I totally recommend this series. The first 2 issues is out. Number 3 is due out, I think, next week. So, or
yep.
Week after. Yeah, next. I don't know when we're taping. Sorry. But that's the pick for this one. Mike?
My pick for this week is Avenging Spider-Man #1 for a couple different reasons. One, it was a fantastic book. I really enjoyed it. 2, we mentioned in the last episode that this is pretty much the book that introduced me to digital comic books. So there's a little special place in my heart. I really enjoy this book. I love... It has almost the Marvel team-up feel.
It does have that.
I love the old Marvel team-ups. I love the fact that you got to see these 2 characters who, in any other circumstances, wouldn't have even been in the same book together, being thrown together. The first issue was... It really excelled in that. The idea of pairing up Spider-Man and Red Hulk, who I'm not the biggest fan of to begin with. I don't follow it, don't care. But I really enjoy these 2 just like polar opposite attitudes together.
And it's a villain you wouldn't expect.
Yes, exactly. And I'm looking forward to more of this book because, like I said, we mentioned, it has the Marvel team-up feel. I'm really hoping that this is the angle they're going for, is as, the issues progress, we're going to see Spider-Man with Moon Knight, or Spider-Man with, whoever.
But I hope that's not the character of the week, Let's make these like the beginning of Marvel team-up, not towards the end.
Yeah, give us a 2 or 3 good arc, not just a one-shot or something, and... hopefully they don't really harken back that far to the old Marvel team-ups. Because the
originals are great.
The originals are great, but I mean, what are the chances?
During the '80s is when it was bad.
What are the chances we're going to see in the modern, the modern day Spider-Man and like Red Sonja?
I don't know which Blade's teaming up with her.
Oh Lord. So that was my pick for this week. I think we're already up on issue 2. So far, both issues 1 and 2 have come with the digital copies. Marvel, I really think you're onto something on that one. If you want to make people like me sway over to the digital media, doing it this way is brilliant. I liked it. Even if you want to knock up, this is $3.99. Some books are $2.99. I don't even notice knocking them up at like $1.
That's what DC's doing.
That's
a couple books. Justice League.
Yes, Justice League, which I'm having our local comic book dealer actually pull me that particular digital. See, you're sucking me in.
And Marvel's even tracking where you're buying the books, though. Did you notice that?
I have.
Because they'll actually ask you when you get the digital copy. They want to know where you bought it from, which is kind of eerie. Is that 1984 or what?
Big Brother watchers watching you. Damn you, Uzu.
But that's cool. It's all marketing, probably.
Yep. So, Richard, your second pick?
Second pick is Fear Itself, The Fearless. This is out on issue 5 now, I think.
Yep.
And it's written by Matt Fraction. Different artists through the book, which is kind of neat because it's multi-artist. I love books like that in a way.
Yeah.
Especially when the artwork blends together.
Right.
And there's a good storyline on top of this. I mean, this is Valkyrie in the modern day. I mean, Valkyrie, I've always been a fan of. I mean, I loved her back in the Defenders back in the day. Because when she first came down to Earth, she was like the Asgardian Valkyrie stuck in the human body going insane. I mean, that was a good storyline. But this new thing is a different twist. It's nice. I like it. And it's kind of leading into the Defenders a little bit, too, the way it seems. Did you read the first Defenders?
I haven't. I'm trying to give it a chance.
It's going to be pretty cool. The first issue is really good. Matt's doing a good job with that, too. So it's pretty cool.
I think decades of being the whipping boy, the Defenders being the whipping boys of the Marvel Universe is...
But see, you never read the original stuff back in the 70s.
That's just true.
And the 70s stuff is great, and I'm hoping he can keep this back to that, because he actually has like a 70s feel. I think Matt Fraction can write a 70s book. I mean, this is... He should have been back in the day with those guys, I think. So,
yeah.
You got another one?
I do. Not a comic book. I wanted to give my quick review of The Muppet Movie. I have The Muppet Movie, in case you don't know, was a project of love from Jason Segel.
Right.
Famous for How I Met Your Mother and a bunch of movies that we really can't name on the show because yeah. I was a little leery. I really like Jason Segel, but if you've ever seen a movie with Jason Segel in it, you've seen Jason Segel's in it. I was a little leery, but I have 2 words to Jason Segel for and about The Muppet Movie. Thank you. It was I loved it. It was I used the word delightful. It really was. It was a love letter to the Muppets. When you watch interviews with Jason Segel and about the time that the movie was coming out, you really understood that he was a genuine fan. He grew up and loved the Muppets, and it really showed in this movie.
That's cool. I know, like, Wired Magazine had an interview with them, talking about the Muppets and bringing it back, and all the issues the Muppets went through for years, tied up in copyright legal hassle.
The thing about the movie is it's almost, I want to say, like a sequel to the original Muppet Movie, where they don't really mention like the Muppets in Manhattan and the Great Muppet Caper, and if they do, it's almost acknowledging that those themselves were movies.
Oh, wow.
It's almost, you know, like I got the feel from it that the Muppet Movie was canon and everything else was like a movie made by the Muppets from the Muppet Movie. Okay. But anyways, if you're a fan of the Muppets, you're gonna absolutely love this. Every little thing about the Muppets that you grew up with and that you loved is here in the movie, and wonderfully told. It was hilarious. There was a couple moments I had to tell. I'm not ruining anything because they show it on the previews, but it's the scene where the chickens are clucking CeeLo Green's "Forget You." Oh, I was on the floor. Literally, I mean, because it wasn't just like a couple bars to it. I mean, they do like half the song, and it's just like a minute into it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like balled over. My wife is asking me, she goes, "You all right?" And I'm like, those chickens are kicking my ass. And I'm just like, this is killing me. And also the Muppet movies are known for, you know, the celebrity cameos. Does not disappoint. They come out of the woodwork, I think, once or twice, literally, in this movie. If you get a chance, I believe it's still at theaters. Yep. Go check it out. Go take the kids to go see it.
Be a great holiday movie.
Great. It's a fantastic holiday movie for you and for the kids.
Now, we just want to let everybody know, if you have the Xbox 360 Live Network system up and running, you can now watch YouTube. Last week they did a system upgrade and allows these apps, sort of like what they do with the Blu-ray players. You might have a Blu-ray player and already be able to watch YouTube. Well, we're on YouTube under XAX66. That's the call tag. That's where all our videos are located, and some other crazy stuff like a demolition derbies and stuff like that. So enjoy them too, because if you watch the original Underground, we had all that meshed together. So it's a compilation of that. You can watch classic episodes, new episodes, and soon next year, original episodes.
Yep. So if you need a little downtime between your Call of Duty breaks, click on there and check us out.
Okay, it's getting the end of the year.
Yeah, by the time you see this, this will be our last episode for 2011. We wanted to take this chance to say thank you to all of our fans and everyone who's visited the website, commented, clicked, liked.
And everybody who's let us into conventions.
Yes, thank you very much.
It gives us extra footage of stuff from conventions, and we'd love to promote you. We're lining up stuff for next year already. The convention page is updated with stuff for next year, and I'm starting to put our appearances on there also, because we got 3 or 4 conventions already booked, so just go over there to look that out.
So, from me and Richard both, and from everyone at Underground Video Network, we'd just like to take this chance to say Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
See ya.